Hello, this is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4. I will be your host for this podcast titled La Plata Ward 4 Update, providing updates about the La Plata Town Council meetings, issues affecting you as residents, and other related activities. I've also started a La Plata Ward 4 video update, which are short videos about specific projects and issues, and have been posted to my Facebook page, facebook.com/djenkinslp Town Council Ward 4 /. These videos are also posted to the app or the website called Nextdoor, www.nextdoor.com//.newsfeed. A little background: the Town Council has their work sessions each month on the second and third Tuesday, and then we have our business meeting on the fourth Tuesday. All meetings start at 6 p.m., and now the Town Council work sessions and business meetings are now hybrid. That is, you can attend in person or virtually. Each agenda provides a link to attend virtually using the Microsoft Teams platform. Meeting agendas can be accessed to the town website, www.townlaplata.org. And please note, all meetings are recorded, so you can view them later at your leisure. So now let's get started with our latest update. Hi, and welcome again to this latest episode of La Plata Ward 4 Update Podcast. This is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4, and your host for this podcast. In this episode, I want to review my third year of my 4-year term. Remember, I was elected in May of 2021, and my current term ends in May of 2025, so it's about a year left of this current term. Please know that I am one of 5 town council members, and I will try to differentiate between the accomplishments as a town council versus my individual activities and accomplishments. So shortly after I was sworn in May of 2021, I wrote down my goals for my 4-year term, and they were based upon the following goals and actions from our September 2020 Town Comprehensive Plan. So I'm going to go through and briefly highlight those goals, and then I'll provide you an update after my third year in office of what I think I've done and what we have done as a town and what I have failed to do, and also maybe some recommendations of how the town can do better. So let's start with first, one of the goals is to increase outreach and engagement with you, the town residents. Specifically, one of the goals, goal number 19, promote a culture of civic activism and community ownership. So I think we've done okay, or I've done okay. This is my 64th episode on my podcast. And then I've added a number of videos as well on specific subjects to provide a little bit more visual information about projects and other development issues that are important to the town. Please know, and you probably know by now, that the town website was improved significantly in August of 2023. This took a little bit of time, but it's a vast improvement, I believe, from what it was prior. The old town website was very, very poor. So this is a vast improvement, and there are some additional changes that are being proposed. We're trying to do a better job of integrating our town meeting information within this particular website versus now having to go to a separate website to get the meeting agendas and other information about other town council meetings and other board meetings. So hopefully that's been funded, and we hope to get that done or completed within the next several months. I will talk a little bit more about what I believe is a dire need for us as a town council and a town to do. During our preparation, the current preparation of our fiscal 25 budget, I see an urgent need for us as a town council, as well as the town, to do a much, much better job to inform the residents, that is you, about our budget. You know, what is the source of our revenues? How do we spend it? what happens during the budget year, how do we track the budget. We get monthly reports. So I believe we should have that kind of an outreach so you understand at least minimally what our budget about. So when the time comes for the public hearing, you are much better informed. We had our first public hearing on May the 14th, and we had a great turnout, but there were a lot of questions and, frankly, a lot of misinformation, and that's incumbent on us and me to do a much better job of letting you know what is our budget, and again, how do we spend the money, and where our revenue's from. So hopefully we can get a better job. And I'll give you a good example is Charles County. They do a pretty good job during the budget year and how they prepare their budget to their citizens. They have on their website, they have short videos from the budget director and other staff members, and then they provide some really good graphics, or what we call infographics, that tell about the budget. They tell a story. So I hope we can do better next year and in the future years. So let's move on to one of my favorite topics and one of my hot buttons, and this all has to do about making La Plata a more walkable community, provide more hiker-biker trails or a trail system within the town, and hopefully new development will also have an integrated system of trails and hiker-biker trails as well. So a particular project that's moving ahead with great success is our Radio Station Road Walkway. This is a project that'll go from downtown La Plata along Maryland 6 Charles Street over to 488, and then it'll go down Radio Station Road, up Radio Station Road, and connect with St. Charles Parkway and the existing walkway that is adjacent to St. Charles Parkway. So the town obtained from the Maryland Department of Transportation some design funds. The project has been designed, and then recently we received construction funds. So we hope to start construction within the next 4 to 6 months. This has been assisted because the Charles County, to their credit, has finally agreed on an entrance to Laurel Springs, which is their regional park along Radio Station Road. And so that will help us finalize the design and then start construction. They've also agreed to fund any additional construction costs and or any new permit requirements. So that's a big plus for us and also this project. Unfortunately, it'll probably push back a little bit the construction start date, which hopefully could start late this year in 2024 or early 2025. I did an earlier podcast on this project that I posted in February of 2024. Also, as we do every year, in March of this year, March of 2024, the town's transportation priorities letter, as required and what we do every year, was provided to Charles County, which and then forwarded to the Maryland Department of Transportation, and they include more projects about pedestrian safety projects and sidewalks along Rosewick Road and Washington Street or Washington Avenue in La Plata. So that's a very positive process that we are continuing. The next one of the goals is to strive for innovation and continue improvement in all town processes, specifically the goal, strengthen town services and programs with adequate staffing and technical expertise. So the town, as you may recall, adopted a strategic plan in 2022. And I had a podcast and a video that talked about that, which helps you understand what that is. That's a positive thing that we've done, and it should be used as one of our documents of how we plan for future projects, but more specifically, how we budget things. We should base that on what those goals and objectives are. Unfortunately, we have never attached metrics to those goals and objectives in the strategic plan. That is, how do we measure our success, or how do we measure our progress? We have not done that. So I hope that'll be one of my recommendations, that we work with the staff and the town managers to actually attach metrics to our strategic plan so we can measure our progress. But as important or more important, we can then provide you residents a visual dashboard on the town website so you can see our progress. And a very simple way to do that, perhaps, is to have a metric attached to a goal, and we can label it as green, that it's been completed, orange, it's underway, or red, we haven't started it yet. So that's a very simple way, but a graphic way to show you our progress. Another way we're trying to improve our services and processes is the planning staff through the Planning Commission has drafted what we call an Adequate Public Facilities Ordinance, APFO. So this is currently under review, legal review by our town attorney. I did do a podcast about this in January of 2023. So we hope to come forward shortly with an initial draft, which will be reviewed by the Planning Commission. And I believe because it'll be a change to the zoning ordinance, there will be a public hearing by the Planning Commission and then later a public hearing by the Town Council. So that's a positive thing. So look forward to that. As part of last year's budget and identifying a need, the town did hire a full-time human resources manager, which was funded, and she's been on staff for almost a year. That's important given the complexity of human relations and employee needs. And we're almost up to 80 employees, so that's an important function that we filled and to keep us out of trouble. Now we're going to go to one of the goals that has been a major disappointment for me, and that is to restart the La Plata Town Center Corporation. And that was focused on, or started back in 2011, and it was a 501c3. I'm the town ex officio member to that board, and the intent originally was to see how we could reinvest and improve downtown La Plata. Unfortunately, we have made little or no progress. We've had a number of meetings as a board. We've had several interactions with the town council to seek guidance, but unfortunately, we have had no progress in picking out or to determine what we want to work on or projects we want to forward to work on to improve downtown La Plata. So that's been one of my biggest failures and biggest disappointment. But I have to say that it's not only my fault, but unfortunately, I would have to say right now we just really, I don't think we have what I would call the civic capacity to do that. That is, I'm not sure the town is fully behind this at this time. I'm not sure the business community is fully aware and therefore not fully engaged. And then as well, the residents do not necessarily know much about this. So taking that all together, I just don't know at this time whether we have the capacity to do that. That then suggests again, more outreach on how we could improve downtown and to get the business community as well as the residents involved. In 2021, the town did a staffing and organizational study to talk about what we needed for staff as the town continues to grow. That has been completed, and we're implementing that by additional salary benefits, and we've been able to somewhat slow down our turnover of workforce and to retain and attract new staff as well. And we will continue to work on that as well. The town planning staff is also continuing to work on changes to the town charter and also the town code with respect to zoning ordinance changes. And they're working on a laundry list of things to include trying to develop what we call a form-based zoning, which is based on design and not necessarily uses for our downtown area, our downtown core. And this would allow for more mixed-use zoning or uses where you have commercial office on the first floor and residential on the second or third floors. And that's a way to attract and bring folks downtown and also reinvestment in the downtown. The planning staff is working on a complete streets policy, which is a national program, but we're trying to tailor it to La Plata's particular situation because, as you know, one size does not fit all. I did post a video about complete streets in February of 2023, and I'll put that in the notes as well. They're also looking to improve the zoning ordinance to update the requirements and standards for sidewalks, pedestrian bike paths, and also planting strips, and then as well as to define and have more precise definition of uses. Finally, one of the most important things they've done recently is the use and development of what we call a development capacity analysis worksheet. It essentially is a spreadsheet that tracks development in various stages of review and approvals and construction, and it calculates the impact then on our water system, sewer system, and schools. And then the staff can then use this to plan future projects in our capital improvements programs, what new facilities we need now and in the future. And it also helps us track development and when we're reaching water capacity allocation, which we're getting close to very shortly. So that's currently also under review by the town attorney, and hopefully that'll be released again and also available on our town website at the planning department's website on the town website. So look forward to that. And I did post a video of that development capacity worksheet in April of 2023. And again, I'll post all these different videos and podcasts on the notes for this podcast. And then the town planning staff is working on, or has developed a way to track the comprehensive plan implementation. As you may recall, that this plan was adopted and approved in 2020. So it's good to understand how we're doing in implementing the goals and policies. So the planning staff has developed and posted to the planning department's town website an implementation tracking process. So you can go there today and see all the various goals and objectives and where we are in implementing those goals and policies. And again, it's a good way or a good process to keep you informed of how we're doing, as well as us as well. So please know, and you probably heard about now, that we've been working diligently on the FY25 budget, which will start July 1st of this year, 2023, and then July of 2024, and then it ends June of 2025. So we've been working on this since January with different meetings and work sessions, and we had our most recent public hearing on May the 14th regarding a potential raising of the tax rate 3 cents, and there'll be another public hearing on May 21st on the tax rate, as well as our various fees for our enterprise funds. So again, I also posted a podcast on the La Plata budget process and a video on that as well. So again, I'll post all these on the notes to this podcast. So I just wanted to come back and kind of recapture my third year as your town council member from Ward 4. It has been a very educational and worthwhile process. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned about how the town works and perhaps how we could get better. So I'm glad I ran. And so, again, just wanted to give you an update to my third year. And so I'll end this by saying again, and as always, please send me your comments and questions to my email address at djenkins@townoflaplata.org. Thank you again, and talk and see you soon. This concludes the latest La Plata Town Council Ward 4 update. I hope you find this podcast informative and useful. So let me know what you think. I look forward to speaking to you again and listening to your questions and concerns. To reach me, my email address is djenkins@townoflaplata.org, or my cell phone number is 301-263-3471. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.